Let's talk about the Hammerfist strike and the effective application of it in self-protection. Firstly, you are not performing a Hammerfist strike like you would if you were hammering a nail into a wall with a hammer. It's not this, it's not purely arm or elbow joint movement. You're using your whole body to hit the guy on the chin and initiate a temporary bout of unconsciousness in him. And this is not someone who you're just having an argument with or you don't like the look of. This is someone who has got aggressive towards you. They're displaying clear signs of impending physical violence. You try to de-escalate the situation. You've tried to escape. They've blocked your way. You can't run away. You can't walk away, and you can't calm it down. So now you've got no other option other than let him beat the crap out of you or use a preemptive strike. So with that in mind, we would be doing it not from this position, but from a fence position. And as I often say, I like the fence I like to keep the distance just beyond, sort of about that few inches beyond the end of my extended fingertips. That way I'm just out of range, or at the very least, if he wants to hit me, he's got to take a step forward. It gives me a fraction of a second more time. So now it's not going to be this big expressive movement that we do to when we first learn a Hammerfist strike, which is like throwing a ball, that motion. We do that only to get the correct body mechanics so that you can generate the right amount of force and power to put that into your strike. Once you've learned that basic movement, you then compress it so it goes from being this big movement here to being a smaller movement like this. But you've got the body mechanic involved so you can still generate the same amount of power. So that's the first thing. It's not this big obvious movement. We're going to combine that with some sort of deceptive body language and deceptive verbal language. Not because we want to be deceptive as a general rule in life, but because we have no other option to secure our safety. So I'm going to be doing something like telling him, look, why don't we just calm it down? Why don't we just talk about this, right? So I'm mentally disarming, and I'm putting my hands on, let's just calm it down, yeah? Then strike. Of course, if the guy suddenly did calm down, then I'm not going to hit him. I'm going to be like, right, I'm going to walk away and off I go, or run. So it's from that position. That's if you are striking square on the chin, then you do that deceptive body language. And remember, as one of my instructors, Eddie Quinn, often says, that from the floor to the core to the big four. What that means is your power generation, as I say calm down, let's calm it down. As I go into my fence, I've lowered my body weight slightly. I'm not squatting, but I've lowered my body weight slightly, right, so that I'm ready to spring off, to burst forward off of my legs. Yeah, that's from the floor to the core. There is a slight turn in my midsection, right, so floor to the core, and then that power that comes from that motion is transported to the big four, being elbows and hands. So this is just a vehicle for transporting the power, right? So from there, that's the movement, right? It's that movement, okay? But you can make it even more likely to land and even more deceptive by stepping off line slightly. So kind of going for their blind spot. So if I step here, now they're not likely to just stand still. If you walk around someone, they will generally, especially if you're in some sort of altercation with them, they're going to track you, they're going to follow you, right? So if I step and he follows, that's fine, because as I step and he starts to turn, I'm going to be hitting anyway, so I'm going to get him on the chin. If he's not too quick with that, as soon as I've done this, I'm going to hit anyway, so I'll still get him on the side of the chin. And the reason for that is it just adds a fraction of a second to his reaction time. And these numbers are tiny milliseconds of reaction time that I'm adding on to him by literally doing that movement, but it's enough to add a bit more surprise to your strike than if you were just hitting straight on. So remember, I'm moving around anyway because it's a fence. Obviously Bob's legless, he's had a late night, no, so he can't move about, but I'd be moving around like this, yeah? So I'm sort of backing away in a circle. So as I move around, I'll be like, look, why don't we just talk about this, yeah? And then go. Even that felt like I telegraphed it personally. I don't know, I haven't seen it on camera yet, but from there, go to there, and then in, right? It's not this big wind up, it's from there, okay? And you're hitting the side of the jaw, like that. It's this motion, from there, there. That kind of motion, yeah? At full power, or something like full power, it's going to be there. Let's just calm it down, yeah, I don't want any trouble. And if you need to, you follow up. That's a quick technique overview of the Hammerfist strike. As always, make sure that you always aim for prevention, always aim to try and calm the situation down, and always aim to stay within the realms of the law wherever you are located. I'll see you next time.